Hi, this is Levar, Burton, sending some love to those video guys. Watch the videos. They're lovely. And they don't give us cats playing the piano.
Yo, good evening. Hello, my name is John. I am alongside Elisar and Sean together. Hello, we are
those video guys.
I still can't get used to the new credits.
It's too short, yeah?
They're too short. I used to know that.
But I gave you
some.
some.
Batman would come on with the camera.
I prefer the old
and I was
ones.
like, get ready.
We gave you some more time with Levar, Burton shout out to those video guys.
It would have been a shout out if we'd known about it. It just came on the screen. I was like, what's going on here?
How did you get the Levar? Was that off Brent Spiner?
No, he did it for us.
Oh, wait.
Yeah.
He's a fan.
He's a fan.
Well, we reviewed his best buddies, Brent Spiner, and we gave such a good review to Fresh Hell.
Well, indeed, and I'm hoping.
Probably, if you enjoy shows on YouTube, you like to watch YouTube, or
He's gonna like
Ustream or whatever. How else do you? There's so much stuff out there. How else do you work out what you want to watch and what you don't want to watch?
You have to watch those video guys.
What I want to know is Levar or Lev. Well, firstly, what I want to know is it Levar or Levar?
Levar.
And secondly, what I want to know is he really blind?
No.
Okay, fine. So how did he see in Star Trek?
Well, it's because he had a
special visor.
His visor, which was actually two hair combs put over each other, and a little clip so you could just see in between them.
I see. Interesting. So you learn something every day. I had no idea that's what we were going to learn.
What a piece of utterly useless and pointless information.
But genuinely, something I've been
brain cells.
It's something I've been thinking about since I was about 9 years old when it started again. I was thinking,
were you 9 when it was?
Yeah, 1989. I think is when it started.
That's outrageous.
It is outrageous.
I remember when Star Trek: The Next Generation started on BBC TV. Sylvester McCoy had just finished as Doctor Who.
Yeah.
One was ending, and another was beginning.
We've gone already off on a terrible and outrageous tangent, and I'm going to once again curtail the Doctor Who talk. Safe to say that if you want Doctor Who talk, you're going to have an uninterrupted hour of it in about an hour's time, right here on YTV. For Talking Who. That's right,
isn't it? Would not want an uninterrupted
but just to keep on the sci-fi theme for a second.
Okay.
On last night's Fleischer's Universe.
Yes. Oh, Alessandra
Torresani,
yes.
Friend of Sean's, of course, from the TV series Caprica, which, if any Battlestar Galactica fan will know who she is, was a guest. So go to the YTV page on Ustream and you can watch that video interview in full with Alessandra if you're a fan of Caprica.
She's bonkers, that girl.
Cool. Well, I feel a real link to Charlie Fleischer recently, actually. I never realised. I was looking through his IMDb page. Not only did he basically play the movie version of Alf in the Ben Stiller film Permanent Midnight, but he was also in Back to the Future 2. I had no idea until recently. And what's funny about it is he appears... Well, it's not that funny, but he appears in the future and he's dressed up. And when me and my friend were watching it, we were saying, why has he got such bad makeup on? He's obviously... in it elsewhere in the film. It took us years to work out where he was.
Yeah.
But he plays a mechanic in the 50s called Terry, and when they go into 2015, he's the guy who tries to get Marty or Michael J. Fox to thumb a couple of bucks to save the clock tower, and
okay.
And he says to they have the discussion about the Cubs winning the World Series in 2015, and that is Charlie Fleischer. So now I know. I didn't know until recently. So Fleischer. If you're watching, it's your universe.
Basically,
we just live in it.
All the things that you like, somewhere Charlie Fleischer has got connected.
And Alessandra has a new YouTube series called Husbands,
which we need to review at some point soon.
It's written by Jane Espenson.
We will have a look at that in due course. But guys, we've got a couple of web series we're going to look at this week. Plus, we've got the Bitley's top 5, and of course,
my favourite bit.
Of course, it is your show as much as it is our show, and that is why. We want to see you lads in the chat room. Go to Ustream. You've got the link. We've got the chat room wide open now. There's already a couple of...
I can't get my Ustream chat room working.
I have it here.
Well, Elisar's got it anyway. I've tried to put in my password. Each time I try to put in my password, it asks me if I want to
comments already. We have Redders in the chat room.
Hello, Redders. How are you doing?
Elisar is looking very sharp today.
In a cardigan. It is a nice cardigan.
My nice cardigan.
You actually look like you're out of American Graffiti or something.
That's the Matt Monroe look.
Is it? Yeah. Oh, I'll take your word for that.
I just need to start singing From Russia With Love now. From Russia with love.
Start on your own. You've literally crashed the computer, I think, there for a second. It froze up when you started saying
Oh, Justin Marchett's in the chat room. First time for a long time since he's been here.
Welcome back, Justin. Nice to see you back.
And Mike Glancy, hello, and thanks for all the retweeting you did earlier for the show.
Appreciate it.
And in Twitter we have Tanya, Shez Sarcastica.
She's watching us, but she can't chat, unfortunately.
She can't chat in the chat room.
Well, she's on Twitter.
Something
okay,
what's
no,
going on in the
come
chat
on.
room?
Okay, let's keep things moving. We're a live video show. We're going to keep it moving. If you can't join us in Ustream, we've also got a YouTube page. You can chat with us there. But also, we are on Twitter at Those Video Guys. I've got Twitter right here in front of me. I'm looking at it right now. I can see Shay Sarcastica is watching us. Shawnee's got it on his phone. So there's many, many ways you can join us. And we've got a hashtag.
We have a hashtag.
Talking Web TV. I don't know if anyone's ever used it.
I don't know if they ever have.
But we've got it. It's there. Why not rejoice in the fact and take full advantage of it? Plus, it's here again. It's that time of the show. Google+, Ustream, Twitter, YouTube, Facebook, and the internet itself. Those Video Guys TV. That's covered. It's covered. That's all you need to know. So follow us individually as well on Twitter. Ellie Cab, John Atkins III, and Sean Harry.
We promise
right
to
there.
try and say something interesting.
I make no such promise. In fact, I promise I will never go on Google+, and thus far...
I'm not on Google+. Is there any point to Google+?
I don't think so.
And can they stop doing these bloody changes to Facebook? Every time I
Well,
go on Facebook,
because
they've altered it again.
It's because they're threatened by Google+.
All very interesting, very interesting chat. But let us waste not a minute more. Let us look at our first web series.
Jeff Lewis.
Jeff Lewis, 5-minute comedy hour. Have we got a clip? And then we'll have a chinwag.
Teresa, will you go out on a date with me?
No.
Okay then.
Wait, Stan?
Yeah?
It's not that I don't want to go out with you. I like you. I actually would like to go out with you. I just don't think we have anything in common.
You got it.
Well, wait a second. Do we?
I don't know. It's hot. It's very hot in here.
I don't know. I would like to go out with you. I just worry we wouldn't have things to talk about.
Oh, I'm going to throw up everywhere.
Will we have things to talk about?
I think so. I think we have a lot to talk about.
I don't know. I'm pretty boring. I don't know you at all.
Oh, I'm not so good.
Well, maybe we shouldn't do it.
Alrighty then.
What will we talk about during the date?
Where you're from, where I'm from, how many brothers and sisters we have?
That's like 2 minutes. I just can't have silence. I can't stand it.
Oh, that is bad.
We're back in the room. There's a clip there. That is of the... I think that was what the first episode of the 5-minute comedy hour. It's an online...
That's actually starring two quite major YouTube stars, Felicia Day and that slaphead who plays Vork in The Guild.
Is there anything you'd like to disclose about Felicia Day at this time before we go any further?
Well, if you want to meet her, you can next May.
Next May. I can barely contain my...
should we talk about that after this particular review?
Absolutely. Yeah, it's the Jeff Lewis 5-minute comedy hour. It's an online sketch / comedy show. Each episode is a single sketch. We just saw the dating sketch, I think, there. The sketches were written by Jeff Lewis during his time with the Acme Theatre Company, and it's directed by Sean Becker, who is...
There was also a director on The Guild.
Indeed, so there's a lot of Guild connections there.
Yeah.
And the other Guild connection was the lady in that sketch, your good friend Felicia Day.
Yeah.
And some other well-known names?
Yeah, well, actually, there's Blades is also in one of the episodes. Did you see that one where he's the son?
Right.
And Jeff Lewis turns up to his accountants to go through his accounts, and his son doesn't know how to play with himself. He can't. Sorry, that sounded wrong. He doesn't know how to amuse himself as far as, like, if you don't have a video game, what can you do as a kid? Yeah. And so he has to teach him how to play tag, how to play hide and seek, and of course they just cannot understand the concept
of playing with himself. Thank you very much, Elisar.
But also there was the sketch with our good friends Tom from Invention with Brian Fogg.
Oh yeah.
Tom Conkle. He's in one of the sketches where it's actually one of my favourite ones. Actually, it's them going about Jeff Lewis, who actually fancies his wife, and how uncomfortable can it be when two men?
Funny you should say that, Elisar, because there's something that I've been meaning to bring up for some time.
What, but for me, fancy me?
Yeah, but for me, it's not uncomfortable at all. It's natural. It's fine. And if you're watching, I'm just messing. Of course, I'm messing with you. But yeah, some funny and interesting sketch
They're
ideas.
great sketches.
They are fun. There's just 10, and as I say, 5-minute hours. So each sketch is no
5
more.
minutes, they're all set.
than
But it's the
5 minutes.
perfect thing if you enjoy, want to tweet or email your friends. Only 5 minutes of your time, and they're nice and amusing.
Now, we spoke about this a few weeks back with regards to, I forget which series, but it's becoming more and more phenomenon. It's called Kickstarter. It's a Kickstarter campaign. Basically, people pledge money, viewers and fans pledge money in advance, and then a show is made. Now, we've seen that work with musicians, a few musicians, Juliana Hatfield, Julia Nunes, a couple of other people have, asked their fans for the money up front, and they've been able to put out new music. We're seeing it happen now with web series, and in fact, a Kickstarter campaign to fund season 2 of this has come out to the tune of $25,000. That's how much they've raised. $25,000.
They actually got a bit more than that.
They've got more.
Yeah, they got more than that. They had
the totalisers climbing all the time.
How about, guys, if I did a Kickstart campaign for me to have a holiday in Florida?
I think
Dubai.
we could do a Kickstarter campaign for the show. We'd get $20 just like that.
How about Kickstart campaign to shoot those video guys in Dubai at the 7-star hotel?
Now you're talking. Well, I think we need a bit more than $25,000 for that, don't we? But anyway, yeah. So what I want to know is, though, Elisar, fun sketches.
Yeah.
But the one we just saw there, dating, is 2 people, 1 cameraman in a room.
Yeah.
How can that possibly cost $25,000?
Well,
it's the whole show, but maybe
it's the whole show. It's the whole.
it was the second series that's going to cost.
You might be having to be paid, let's say, a location fee to go to a certain location because you want to use a nice house or one with a pool, or you want to use a bar, or you have a crew, and then you have to probably pay a crew as well.
Sound guy,
$20,
editing
$50,
room,
You've
$150.
got to feed them.
Need food.
Okay, if you're saying it costs $25,000
a couple of bags of cocaine
to make a 5-minute. Are you
it's
genuinely saying it costs $25,000 to make a 5-minute YouTube video?
No,
it's not just 5. It's making a whole
10
series.
5-minute YouTube
Well, we
videos.
don't know. They might have plans to make 20.
But we've seen some that are just as good made over here. A lot of the guys at Summer in the City that we went to, and they're making them for literally
in their bedroom.
Maybe
and they look just as good.
Maybe they've got Charlie Sheen making a guest appearance in the next series.
Well, then they need considerably more than $25,000, as you found out this week.
Yes.
Do you want to tell us about that?
Oh,
No.
not really.
Really? Oh, is that secret? It's top secret.
You're not allowed to discuss when people ask for a fee.
I didn't. It's impolite.
Impolite to start discussing. Englishmen don't discuss, money stuff.
But let's just say you wouldn't get much change for. No, let's not say that. It's impolite. But Charlie Sheen, if you're watching,
somebody's actually come on here saying decent-looking shows generally spend $1,000 a minute.
What, on TV or
no, on web. On web TV.
Way more. The average show on TV costs about $5 million an hour.
On web TV.
No, I'm talking about regular
Yeah.
TV.
No, regular.
$5
Of
million
course.
an hour.
Yeah. Well, if you're in the US.
Yeah.
Not if you're in the UK.
I agree.
I don't know. I think Coronation Street or something costs what?
No, I'm sorry. Okay, the review ends here because I won't have a bad word said about Coronation Street. I really won't. That's there's plenty of things we can joke about. Coronation Street isn't one of them. It's marvellous. No, I agree. I agree. Yeah, that's fine. I agree. There, I'm sure money can be spent, but just from the evidence of those episodes that we saw, the money.
It's also generally to do with quality. I mean, if you want to have, say, a professional, you could either have an amateur cameraman for free, and a professional cameraman who's going to charge you maybe £500 a day.
Or maybe there's plans that they need like a crane or something equipment that you need to hire.
I guess. Maybe you're right. Maybe you're right.
And
perhaps the second series they're really upping the production value.
An amateur actor who's never really done anything before, but if you've got somebody who's a member of the Screen Actors Guild, and the 2 actors we saw, Felicia Day and the other gentleman from the guild who were in that clip,
something would have to be paid.
They're both members of the Screen Actors Guild, so a payment
must be made.
It may only have been as low as $75, but a payment still has to be made if you're in the Screen Actors Guild.
Okay.
And it's just things like, and as I said, the difference between an amateur photographer and a professional photographer might not make that much of a difference when you're looking at a show on YouTube, but there is a difference in cost and so forth. So,
but also, what we don't, you might also budget for marketing, so you'll want to spend money on advertising, for instance.
Okay, interesting stuff, and it simulated some interesting comments in the chat room with a few people who Obviously, we've got some very knowledgeable people in the chat room who are.
Marcia says, right, it's all in what you get your crew and equipment for.
Exactly, I would think someone like that could get a crane just by knowing someone. But,
putting favours and stuff.
Exactly.
Sometimes you can pull favours, but you know what? Maybe when you do a whole series, a whole season, your favours run out, and the second season, you are then going to have to start spending some money.
I mean, it was very interesting. The first season of The Guild, one of the most successful shows on YouTube, which had those two. I think they produced 4 episodes of the first season, and it was supposed to be 10 parts, and they had to stop after 4 episodes.
Had no money.
And there was like a several-month break, as they had to basically raise. They used their own money for the first 4, and then they needed to raise further funds to continue.
Okay, well, let's get back to the show, though. It's a funny show, original ideas, good script, obviously well acted with a calibre quality cast, a lot of fun. I had
great guest stars as well. I mean, it's a great Jeff Lewis 5-minute comedy hour.
5 minutes, which is a perfect length for a YouTube video. We give it 2 thumbs up.
I said I'd give it a thumbs up.
There we go. So that is the Jeff Lewis 5-minute comedy hour. By the way, you can check that out on youtube.com/5-minute comedy hour. Okay.
Rob Padgett says, my guess is a lot of that $25,000 budget will be going into putting into the marketing, as I just said.
Fair enough. Yeah. So good point, Elisar. Thank you very much for that. Let's move over now to the top 5 Bitleys. It's the Bitleys.
Well, should we just quickly plug since we were talking about the Guild and various members of the Guild. Sean, over to you.
Some people may or may not already realise that I actually run science fiction conventions when I'm not on those video guys or watching YouTube shows. So I run sci-fi conventions. I've got one next week. She's got Eliza Dushku coming to. But next May, I'm...
Eliza who?
Dushku.
Bless you.
But next May, I'm doing a general sci-fi event, and we've got 3 of the cast of the Guild.
Fantastic.
To it. And we've got the 3 female cast. We've got Felicia Day, Amy Okuda, and Robin Thorson. And you can find out more about it at starfury.co.uk.
Starfury.co.uk for all the latest on Sean's fantastic conventions. And hopefully I'll get down to one day.
And for 2 of them, that's their first time in the UK convention.
Correct. Yes. Yeah.
We had a lot of fun when we went to a convention, didn't we, a few months back now?
Yes.
I saw Christopher Lloyd, the Doc from Back to the Future, so you never know who you might meet.
Well, we'll be going to the MCM Expo again.
We'll all be there.
We'll be there. You'll be there. Yes, indeed. We'll be doing web series panels at the MCM Expo, hosted by those video guys.
When's that?
It's the end of October. Last weekend of October. Are you available?
The last weekend, yes.
We've got some of the cast of Torchwood there as well.
More Doctor Who stuff.
Barely wait. How much? Should we discuss the money off air about that? How much are you going to pay for that?
They're going to give you half a Mars bar.
Half a Mars bar, and well, actually, no, they have Diet Coke and Coke as well.
Yeah, okay, fine. Well, let's talk about it. We'll talk about it nearer the time, and of course, we'll keep you guys updated with whatever that is we're talking about. Top 5 Bitleys, the most tweeted and retweeted videos of the week. Number 5, check out Gundam Dream Match 3.
That's actually doing a live action anime there, because Gundam is an anime series, but in the anime they're like 50-foot robots.
Well, this is one thing I've never understood, is that cosplayers go to all this trouble of making fantastic costumes.
Yeah,
they spend it for a couple of hours on an afternoon at a convention doing the parade, and that's it. Why don't they go and make some YouTube videos of them in their costumes, fighting and beating? Because after all, you go to a convention, your mortal enemy is across the other room. Why aren't they having fights in the middle of the convention?
Well, it's not the done thing, but I agree with what you're saying. Yeah, they put a lot of effort into making the costume. Why not get some wear out of it?
And if you're going to be that character and your mortal enemy's across the room, isn't your instinct to go out and fight them?
Yeah.
Well, it depends. Remember the old saying, my enemy's enemy is my friend? Remember that saying? But do you also remember the saying, keep your friends close but your enemies closer?
Well...
And a bird in the hand is worth 2 in the bush.
Too many cooks spoil the broth.
A Lannister always pays his debts.
Lannister does always pay his debts.
Yes.
So that's number 5. What's number 4? The Megan Fox watch returns. Oh, this.
The Megan Fox watch.
I'm gonna eat a burger and get hot again.
Megan Fox is in the news again because she looks hot again, nation. I'm so excited. We already lost Lindsay Lohan. I mean, if you're into 20-year-olds that look like they're hot 48-year-olds, that's a thing. But yes, Megan Fox is back, and she says, you know, for a year and a half, she was a strict vegan, only eating.
Philip DeFranco.
Yep.
Always fun to watch.
Yeah, he's one of these new
He loves his babes.
breed of... he loves his what?
Babes.
Megan Fox definitely is a babe. I mean, I refused to go see Transformers 3 because she wasn't in it. And
Well,
also because Transformers
it was crap.
1 and 2 were crap as
So,
well.
you know, there's only so much torture you can give your eyes.
Yes. Going back to my convention
Yes.
stuff, we actually had Megan Fox's husband at an event of mine about 2 years
Is
ago.
he...
Was that in hope that he might bring her? You just put. He didn't.
No, because he was one of the stars of Terminator.
Oh yeah, who's
the Sarah
that?
Connor Chronicles, the TV version. Of
Oh right,
Terminator.
yes, which is
Brian
repeat.
Brian Austin Green.
Indeed.
That's a bit. It sounds a bit like.
So you were
remember-
saying to him, "You sure you don't want 2 flights? I can
I-
give you 2 flights."
First time ever, I was offering 2 first-class flights, but sadly he came on his own.
Yeah.
It reminds me of. Do you remember SummerSlam '97
Uh-huh.
when they had the Owen Hart v Ken Shamrock match live from the dungeon in Calgary, the home of Bret Hart? And
Yes.
at the time, Bret Hart
Yes.
had left
Yes,
the
of
WWF.
course, I completely remember that.
At the time, Bret Hart had left the WWF, and I'm sure they had the match at his house in the hope that he would just be like walking around in the background, maybe like making a bowl of cereal or something, and they could say he was back on their show. But so I get what you're saying entirely, Sean. I'm just putting it in a language that I can understand. Number 3.
Was that Bret the Hitman Hart?
Yeah, what?
Right.
The one and only,
See,
absolutely.
I know something about wrestling.
Yes, you do, and you don't need to know much more than that as well.
Was The Rock there?
No, that was a bit. What was that before his time? SummerSlam '97. I'm trying to think when he. I believe he debuted in Survivor Series '96. So at SummerSlam '97, he would have been fighting for the Intercontinental title, I would guess. Anyway, number 3 is the best of Dorkly. Sheik crashes a bachelor party.
I just wanted to say that even though I'm getting married, you guys would always be my best.
One of those 8-bit animations.
Well, yeah,
Not as good as the ones we've
Not
seen
good at all.
recently.
Not good at
That's
all.
fun, but it made me think when the amount of stuff we see on YouTube that is Nintendo related. It's
Yes.
interesting that they actually say now in America more kids are familiar with Mario than are familiar with Mickey Mouse.
Well, that's interesting. Well, we need Mario World actually as a theme park
Instead of Disney World.
instead of Disney World.
Well, why not? Well, you were complaining about having to go to Disney World every holiday. Just
I
before we
went
were on
I went to several
we won't go into
parties.
that,
When
but-
I was a teenager, I went to several parties that were like Mario World, where people were eating mushrooms and jumping up and down a lot.
Yeah.
We're not saying too much about that.
Yes,
but,
indeed. Yeah. What kind of
yeah.
mushrooms are those?
Yeah.
Just like the ones I have in Mario, magic mushrooms that made them think they grew.
Well, I like just normal mushrooms, like portobello mushrooms on toast.
Mm-hmm.
So that's better, I think, than magic mushrooms.
Yeah.
And it's
What
you
about
know,
a mushroom risotto?
Lovely. Why not? Absolutely.
Can you make a mushroom risotto?
I can't really cook anything, to be honest with you. I know that's a terrible admission.
That's terrible.
It's appalling.
Perhaps we
And,
need to find a
Has
web
any- has
series
anybody done a
of
web
how to
series
cook.
about
Yes,
mushrooms?
Emma Forbes. Oh no, well,
Oh,
she
yes,
might have
Emma
done a
Forbes,
special
that's
one.
right,
Emma
yeah.
Forbes from Live and Kicking did a great web series.
We did review that one, didn't we?
Yeah, I loved it. That's one of the best web series.
Did
we've
you
ever
try?
reviewed.
Did you try the kedgeree?
No, I didn't. I had to look up what it was. I didn't really
So,
understand.
shall we go on to the
I think
next
we'd better.
Italy?
What was number 2? Celiana Bogino doing the 5 balls longest route. Let's have a look at this. A bit clever, this one.
Yeah, very clever that. Not quite as impressive as Winona Ryder's ping pong ball trick, but
It's yes. Okay. It
No,
is impressive. That's good.
Watch
actually.
the whole
That is good,
the whole
yeah.
video of that because actually it's really quite amazing. She's
That's,
she's going for a world record, so that's one of her practice sessions.
Okay.
She should put
well,
on
good
YouTube.
luck to her on achieving.
That's actually the
your
kind of
record.
thing you might see in Covent Garden. You know, the street entertainers. They would sort of build it up though by like starting with one ball, and then they'd be like, "Come on, gather round, gather round." oh, I think I can do it with 2, and they sort of spend like 20 minutes building up to 5. But that's fantastic.
But
I
she
love that kind of
handles
thing.
the balls with her feet as if that her feet are hands. You know, sort of like
Yes.
chimpanzee hands kind of thing.
Where
She's
else but
obviously
the
a member
internet?
of the X-Men.
Where else,
She's Nightcrawler's
Elisar,
sister, yeah.
but the internet? Could you see that kind of thing?
Indeed.
I love it. That's
So
what I like about the
what's
internet.
number
Genuinely,
one?
I
What
love
is
it.
the number one most tweeted and retweeted?
Video of the week. It's Tokyo Slow Mo.
That's one of those art films.
Yeah, it's sort of hard to tell if our stream is crashing or not watching that video. So we probably better explain it a little bit.
It's a wonderful, beautiful HD footage, Tokyo, but in slow motion.
Reminds me a bit of the opposite of
Everything
Koya Nostros, what was that film?
Yeah, Koya no Kwatsi, is it?
Yeah, the tissue.
Which is what? What is that film?
It was kind of art house movie, just sort of really beautiful about the.
Was
to Philip Glass
really
music. You'd like it.
speeded up.
Philip Glass music.
Oh, really? I do know who Philip Glass is.
Yeah.
He's a minimalist piano composer.
And this is a film he did with like beautiful scenery and footage and the world.
What, he made the film or just the music?
Yeah. Well, it's the film and the music are so integrated. It's like the same thing, really.
Interesting. We got a good comment on the chat room. How do you even discover you can do something like that? I think they're talking about the balls.
The balls, yeah. How to? Yeah.
Indeed.
I guess you just practice, and I think, oh, one day I want to just do 5 balls with my feet.
You'd be amazed how much practice I've done with my balls.
I wouldn't be amazed. I could believe it. I would believe that. But Redder says possibly through boredom, which.
Yeah, that was my excuse.
Yes, indeed.
And Cameron Yard agrees.
Yes, it's easy to play with your balls when you're bored.
Right, so those are the Bitleys for this week. Now join us next week for the next top 5. So what have we got coming up next?
Well,
Elisar?
we've got a special treat, I think. We're going to show this?
Yes.
We're going to go with it. Okay. Elisar and myself this week, we had a lovely time on Tuesday. Was it Tuesday evening? Last week at some point.
Last Thursday.
I knew it began with a T.
We met some people.
We did meet some very famous people. Should we say
last week you promised you were going to do something, but you didn't.
What did I promise?
iJustine
yeah. We met iJustine.
You were going to do the Russian man challenge.
Which was what?
The from last week's Bitleys are touching the breasts.
Oh yeah.
And then you chickened out.
I did chicken out because a lot of the people there seemed either very young or very old men like myself. So it didn't.
Where's
seem
my
appropriate.
challenge didn't? And we all see that in
They
the video.
didn't. Yeah. Oh, well, anyway,
Okay.
that's we went to Shoreditch in London. We met some fantastic YouTubers, and in this video that we're about to show, that I edited, and it's amazing, we get to see iJustine, Mystery Guitar Man, Where's My Challenge, and a whole host of other YouTube guys and girls in the background. Let's check it out and see what Elisar and myself got up to.
Awesome.
Challenge is to get kids from iJustine, so let's go! Come on, Ed! Come on! This was my challenge! I'm Sean from Dude Where's My Challenge, and my challenge is to get you to give me a kiss. So we've got 3 choices.
Okay.
Okay. We've got the bronze.
Okay.
The silver. The bronze. Like kind of like a bronze medal.
Oh.
Okay. So we got a bronze medal, silver, and we got gold. So it's up to you how much of an Olympian you feel you are.
Franz is English. I'll go with Franz.
Franz, okay.
I'm just scared away.
That was amazing. He's my bro. He's my bro. Oh, brilliant.
Hi, this is Elisar for those video guys, and I'm with two very big Doctor Who fans. Is that right?
That is correct. Yes.
Guys, your favorite Doctor Who?
Oh, man. It's tough. I'm really enjoying the current Doctor. I am, but it's hard not to go for David Tennant. I think like a lot of people feel that way, though, and it's kind of cliche, but...
I'll go with just current Doctor. I love the current Doctor. I think he's doing a great job, and I know that, I mean, we have such a comment battle going on in the video, and people are really, like, they get mad at each other, like, full out, passionate, and I guess that's a good thing, like, people really believing in their Doctor defeating the other Doctors, like, who would win the match. I guess that's geekdom in general. People love to discuss who is best, and will die to like, fight for that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, we do a Doctor Who weekly live talk show. And so there's a lot of debate about, you know, who's everyone's favourite. But we really enjoyed your video that you guys did.
Thank you.
How much research did you do in the old classic Doctors?
You know, it was a lot of research. Also, like, we had some help with BBC because it was done in partnership with them. So
It's so cool to actually, like, because we've done stuff like this before, but to actually, like, officially be doing it with the Doctor Who people, with the BBC, was, like, such an honor of, like, actually being able to be in touch with them and make sure we were getting things right.
No mistakes. They kind of helped us make sure we didn't mess up.
If you mess things up online, like, oh my God, how upset, especially, like, something like Doctor Who, like, Whovians will kill you. And I don't know if we really...
I think we mostly were okay. I think there was some debate over maybe one part of it that was was sort of right. I don't remember which part it was.
There was a thing about a unit, like what that was officially stands for. Stuff like that.
Right,
Yeah.
You been enjoying the current series?
Yes, definitely been enjoying it.
Yeah, it's been awesome. I think that even in America, what's been cool is I think that whole campaign that a lot of YouTubers were helping and promoting. Like I think that, and when we went to Comic-Con this year, it's amazing seeing just as much like Star Wars cosplay and everything. Doctor Who is everywhere now, and other years it wasn't. So I think that in America, people are finally starting to embrace it too, which is just so cool because obviously, like, it's been something so huge.
Nothing in America really gets made that's like Doctor Who, and it should be. So it's great that it's becoming successful.
Yeah.
Well, thanks a lot, guys.
Oh, thank you so much.
It's so cool that you came out. Really appreciate it.
Hi, this is Elisar from those video guys, and I'm here with Joe Penner, the mystery guitar man himself. How are you?
I'm pretending to be a statue.
That's actually brilliant.
It's good seeing you, finally meeting you guys.
Indeed. We actually did interview you, although we weren't there ourselves.
I remember,
It was
yes.
several months ago.
I remember, yes.
First trip to London?
It's my third trip from London.
Third trip.
Yeah. It's always in the Victoria area, so I know the area well. But if I go 2 streets over Buckingham Palace Road, I am lost completely.
And you get to do any sightseeing while you're here?
Yeah, I've seen Buckingham Palace. I saw a couple other things. I saw the Shakespeare Globe Theatre and went to the Tate Modern Gallery thing. So yeah. And hope I have some more time this weekend. Hope to go out.
Do you hope to pick up any influences and inspiration in London?
I thought you were going to say chicks. I'm like, I just got married. Any influences from London? Yeah, last time I came, after seeing a bunch of the sites, and especially after going to the Tate Modern, I saw a bunch of like pieces of art that was like, oh, I could do this and this and that, And so I hope so. We'll see what happens.
Cool. Well, we'll look forward to seeing those videos.
Cool.
It was nice to meet you in the flesh.
You need 2 explosions. You're going to explode it, and then you got to make a noise.
Thank you very much. Hello, Mike. You featured in our VidCon video, and that was when you going all the way to LA to see Justine, but now she's here. How do you feel about that?
It feels good. It's nice that she's come over to London to see all her UK fans.
So at VidCon, what was it like to actually meet Justine? I mean, how long had you been watching her videos before you got to meet her?
I've been watching her videos for 2 years, and it was just really nice to meet her and to get to chat to her a bit.
Did she recognise you when you met her here today?
She did, yeah.
How was that?
That was nice.
When's your next trip to LA, do you think?
Probably next year for VidCon.
He's going to become a VidCon regular, I think.
I hope so, yeah.
Hi, this is Elisar for those video guys. And Justine, welcome to London.
Thank you. Oh my gosh, I'm like so excited to be here.
I wanted to ask you, what inspires you to keep making videos? Oh, there's so many videos every week. It's amazing.
All of these people is really what keeps me doing it. You know, getting to like make the videos is one thing, seeing the comments, but coming here and like getting to meet all of these people, like it's unreal. Like it really is awesome.
You making any videos in London?
I made a ton, except there's no internet for me, and I can't use my phone half the time, so I've been like, I can't post any of them, but they'll be up soon.
Thank you very much. And John would like to know, what does he need to do to get a date?
You know, you gotta send a good tweet, you know, good tweets.
Good tweet. There you go. Thank you very much. Whoa! Foot off the trigger time there. We nearly went back to the beginning, but there you go. Not a bad cast, hey? Mr. Guitar Man, iJustine.
So you enjoyed yourself?
I did.
You got to be in the same room as iJustine, John. Your dream woman.
Well, I thought she was very nice. Honestly, I thought she was really nice. She was a proper pro celebrity. She really was.
She was
absolutely
mobbed, wasn't she? Absolutely mobbed.
Yeah, but she took it like in her stride. You know, she knew what she was doing. She was really sort of approachable but professional, and sort of kept, you know, very friendly but also very sort of, I don't know, just she was genuinely like a teen sensation. You know, people from the second she got into that room till you know the end of the night, 10 or 11 o'clock, she was just signing autographs and taking pictures, and that is phenomenal. And that room, that building was packed out, and we saw the people lining up all the way around the outside of it, but on the strength of two tweets.
Yeah.
2 tweets. One from Mr. Guitar Man, who was cool as well and said he watched the show. Hello, Mr. Guitar Man, if you're watching tonight.
You've interviewed him.
Yeah, well, twice now. And,
but he actually remembered, you know, he actually had a message for us when we met him last week.
Yeah.
And you remember you were questioning whether they did that video in one shot, which was went round and round, the video game one. He actually said to us, it was indeed one shot.
So there you go. That's an exclusive for those video guys. But yeah, Mr. Guitar Man and iJustine tweeted once that they would be at a certain pizza place at a certain time on a certain day, and that was all people needed to hear.
So do you think if we tweeted, we might get, you know, and they might pay for our pizza for us?
Oh, the pizza was good.
It was great pizza, and the pizza was free. That was actually my favourite part of the evening.
I want to know where our, you know, I'm doing a web series, you know, I want to be like iJustine or the Guild. I want to know where all our perks are.
Well, you have to be talented and good looking, and I'm afraid, Sean, you're only one of those things.
And look good in a bikini, perhaps?
Well, maybe. But anyway, so that's it. We're going to put... there was an advert in the middle of that for a few people, so we're going to put that up on YouTube as well later tonight, and we encourage you to check out the full vid of that, and I'll try and have a fiddle around with the brightness as well, because it was a bit dark on some people's computers.
So what we got coming up?
We've got our next web series. Elisar, tell us what it's called.
Bandwagon.
Please.
Starring Emma Caulfield for all you Buffy fans out there.
And this was another show with a $25,000 budget as well, but let's talk about that in a bit, and let's have a look at a clip first.
She's really good. She is. I'm working on my flexibility because I'm not flexible. I never have been. So it's awesome and painful.
Okay, so I'm just going to get it out of the way. I'm just a really, 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 really big fan. Really, really big fan. Like, Brent completely changed my life.
Thank you so much.
Like, Brent a million times.
Really?
Yeah.
But I am a big fan of yours.
Oh.
Like, really.
Oh.
Like, you're incredible. Obviously, there's Buffy.
Yeah.
My best friend, Chandelier, from home. loves Buffy. Turned me on to Buffy. Made me watch marathons of Buffy.
Yeah.
So,
So what's been going on? What are you doing?
Well, you know, it's funny you mentioned Rent, because right now I'm working with these kids. You know, it's in this school in the inner city. Teaching them music from Rent, because, you know, Rent really empowers young people. The musical is big right now, and they love it. And they really, Glee. Glee is a huge thing for them. They love Glee, but Glee doesn't really speak to them.
There we go. That's a clip from
Bandwagon. Which you can catch at youtube.com/bandwagonification. Bandwagonification.
Bandwagon originally, it was a film.
Bandwagon was a film that was made in 2004. It basically went around the film festival circuit, but I don't think it really got seen outside of that.
Did you see it on the circuit?
No.
And they broke
So
it up
last
into
year,
a YouTube series.
indeed, they cut it up into individual episodes and released it as a web series.
And the second series is now a continuation of that.
Well, it's kind of confusing about what is called what, because actually on their YouTube channel, the Bandwagon film is called Bandwagon Movie Episodes 1 through 10.
Yeah.
And the series that they've made specifically as a web series is called Bandwagon Series 1.
Yeah.
However, on their Kickstarter campaign to raise money for Bandwagon Series 1, they actually called it Bandwagon Series 2. Because everyone was referring to Bandwagon, the movie, as Bandwagon Series 1.
I'm getting a headache. Elisar, please. That's
but
all
anyway,
I need here. Let's just talk about Bandwagon.
Okay, what's it about?
Not about the numerology
Emma
of it.
Caulfield.
Emma Caulfield.
Who, of course, was
famous for
Anya.
Buffy. She was in Buffy the Vampire
She was
Slayer.
Anya, Xander's girlfriend on Buffy the Vampire Slayer, or
Indeed.
Anyanka, the vengeance demon.
Right.
So she played two roles?
No, it was basically a dual identity.
Oh, okay.
But
because Brent Spiner played two roles in Star Trek. He played Data, plus
Data,
Noonian...
Lore.
so anyway,
Lore.
I was going to say
Really
Dr.
Lore.
Noonian Sung as well, the inventor of Data.
And he also played another character on Star Trek Enterprise.
His great-great-grandfather, I think it was.
So there you go.
And I think he played his mum and his mother-in-law as well, probably.
Okay, whatever. I just wanted to say
I think
Noonian,
he also played the pet lizard.
Yeah.
Of Data in...
And he also had to be taught to play with himself.
Very good. So, Bandwagon. The lady is from...
basically, Emma Caulfield is playing herself, but she's not herself. She's playing...
Much like Fresh Hell. Yeah.
Much like Brent Spiner in Fresh Hell.
Yes.
Although it's not...
She's playing an actress, basically, who's called Emma Caulfield, but in this time who's a bitch.
She just wants to find a cause, which is the bandwagon of the title. She wants to jump on a bandwagon that's going to get her fame and fortune and bring her back into the public eye, since people, and this is referred to all the time, people only remember her for having been in Buffy.
Okay. And some people, not even that. Some people don't even know.
Well, if she'd been in Alf.
Yeah, well, then when we would know all about it, yeah.
In Bandwagon, the movie web series, her bandwagon is that she finds this young actress called Tubi, who she thinks is quite not altogether there.
Do they make the joke to be or not to be at all? Do they make that joke?
No, I don't think they do.
They ought to. You can have that one then.
So she's not quite altogether there. So she thinks if she can help this young actress who is mentally disabled to get out there, she can then get the glory of like, oh, look at what Emma Caulfield's done. Isn't she a wonderful person?
Usually what you do is if you've got a mentally disabled person, you tell them they can sing, shove them on X Factor and have people take this out.
Of course, in 2004 they didn't have X Factor back then. So nowadays you just go on
they
X
would have
Factor.
done actually in 2004. I think it's been going
and
since
so,
the 2001.
The Bandwagon Series 1, the web series, is the cause this time is that she wants to help her friend put together Urban Glee, the Glee for black people. But it's not for black people, it's an urban glee, it just happens to feature black people. This is how they describe
10 episodes. 10 episodes.
It's actually quite funny. It was unexpected. I mean, I think that
it looked nice, it was well produced.
It's really well made. I mean, it's very low budget, you know.
The original series wasn't like a YouTube series, it was an actual film.
It was a movie, yeah.
Higlet was actually a big fan on the chat room. Hello, by the way, good evening to you from the world of Higlet, saying that Bandwagon very funny and she really loves the urban glee idea. So other people looking to check that out as well.
And so it's mocking Hollywood, another mocking Hollywood series, but it's slightly, I mean, it's different.
And the thing was, it was doing this before all the other YouTube mocking Hollywood series we've got.
Well, yeah, I mean,
there is a lot of that stuff around at the moment.
2003, 2004 would only been a a couple of years after the British office,
Yeah.
probably before the American office had started. So they were doing. I mean, yes, you had Christopher Guest films, but still, I mean, we see a lot of mockumentary nowadays on comedy and television, but Bandwagon had already been doing that. So yeah, I mean, absolutely, you're right.
And I think the latest series has raised about 25,000.
Yes, they've done their Kickstarter campaign as well, or I think they're looking into.
I think they've made series 2 on like 5,000 on the Kickstarter campaign.
Good for them. See, they didn't need $25,000.
They didn't need 25. No.
Listen up, Jeff Lewis. You know, obviously money's nice, but you can stretch that money and.
Just cut back on the coke and the hookers.
Exactly, and then you'll be just fine.
But it's you know, it's if you know a bit of Hollywood, it reinforces all the horror stories that you think of Hollywood, of having pitch meetings with network executives who you take an idea to them, and of course by the time you come out of the meeting, the idea is completely different, the cast has completely changed, and somehow you've
sort of sold out everything.
You've sold out everything, but somehow you still think it was your idea in the
Yeah.
first place, you know.
Yeah.
And that's you know, it's taking the mick out of that, and that's, I'm sure, the experience of a lot of the people who actually are involved in making it, and saying, you know, this has probably been their real life experience, you know. But
that leads into why we were talking last week. Do you remember me and Elisar were having a chat before the show?
Yeah.
About Jane Espenson doing the show Husbands.
Yes.
We were talking about, you've got people who do shows on YouTube because they're trying to get noticed.
Yeah.
You're also getting a lot of big name people doing shows on YouTube because they want creative control. They want to be able to do the show the way they want it, not have a studio say to them, change this and change that.
But just to sum up Bandwagon,
We
though,
have
it's
complete
absolutely.
We can do whatever we want on this show.
It's an original idea. Well, it's not necessarily an original idea. There's plenty of things out there like it, but this is very well produced and very funny, and it's got a great original slant to it, at least, certainly. You know, we have reviewed other web series with similar premises, but this has got its own slant, and it's really well acted.
I mean, if this had been made as a let's say a Hollywood film mocking itself, it would have been about probably a young male director from Ohio who makes his first trip to Hollywood, and he comes across, you know, the Hollywood network thing and can't get his film made the way he wants it. But it's different because they've got an all-female cast in the lead roles, and it's a different experience that way, you know.
So there we go. So it's a great series. Check it out. It's at Bandwagonification, youtube.com/bandwagonification. Bandwagonification. I assume that's one word.
Yeah.
Please check it out. It's funny. I liked it, and in fact, I'll go so far as to give it 2 thumbs up. So there you go. 2 thumbs up for Bandwagonification.
You never asked me.
Yeah, no, I'm saying go for it. You know, I don't need to ask you for thumbs. Give thumbs. Stick your thumb right up in the air. Stick it up. You know, if you want to give it some thumbs up. And I'm sure the people in the chat room as well.
Urban Glee. So what would be your dream cast for Urban Glee?
Well,
LeVar Burton?
Possibly. Well, I still don't quite understand how he got LeVar Burton at the beginning of the show, but I'm not complaining. LeVar, thank you very much for that.
Give us a shout out, but he did say that we don't show cats playing pianos, and actually that was wrong, because we would play cats playing.
Well, we're going to from next week.
We need to see next week.
Talking cats playing piano.
We've got to show the clips of cats using lightsabers.
I know, we will do that next week, definitely.
We'll have a cat
what do people love
special.
More? Cats? It's like Lego Star Wars. Cat Star Wars is like taking 2 of the greatest franchises ever and mixing them up.
Okay, guys, you've got your Talking Who show in just under 10 minutes. So, fellas, don't go anywhere. I can hardly wait. Genuinely, I'm staggered. I am very excited. Nope, I'm going home. Going home. But I'm sure it'll be good, and I'll watch it on YouTube, as you should watch it on YouTube if you can't watch it live. Guys, one last time for our Twitters and stuff. Let's check it out, the old social networking, multimedia things. Twitter. We'll be back, of course, in 7 days' time. They'll be back in 10 minutes for Talking Who. Yep. In the meantime, let's do it like the weatherman. We're on Ustream right now. Check us out, ustream.tv/user/YTV. Google Plus, gplus.to/tvg. We're on Twitter at Those Video Guys, and YouTube. You can subscribe to us, Those Video Guys TV,
and like us.
We're on Facebook, so like it on Facebook, and check out the website thosevideoguys.tv. My name is John. His name is Sean. This fella is called Elisar. We've had a lot of fun. We'll be back in 7 days' time with more Those Video Guys. But until then, I wish you Godspeed, and we will see you next week. Goodbye.
Bye.
Are we off?
Just check YouTube page.
Elisar, I mean,
yeah, we're off.
Okay.
Stop.